Blessed good people, love and honor. A lot of things happening in the world, you know. I did a video a couple weeks ago about racism. And, you know, it's just the fabric of many societies. It's like we can't escape it. You know? Anytime you deal with racism, classism, prejudice, it even happened amongst ethnic groups that are from the same ethnic group. You know what I'm saying? It's a mystic about it. So, racism as we know it, you know, you may look at it as slavery, you know, the prison industrial complex, you know, the laws that the so-called conquerors administer. You know, racism has a vast spectrum nevertheless, you know. Because of that suffix ism, a lot of people say it's political, but if you have love for your race, that is racism on the other side of the spectrum. But anyway, everybody know about the Buffalo shooting, the mass, you know, murder. If you ever check, those kind of guys, they never have a scratch in their body. They never made an example of. But on the flip side, a black man can get pulled over and get killed. Or some white police can put his foot on his neck, you know, and stifle him, suffocate him to death. It always amazed me how, you know, the court system and governments, like the American government for instance, they always act like they're morally upstanding, right? So this mass shooting is important because look at what's happening in the Ukraine. Now you might say it's white against white, but they have their beef between those people too, because they can differentiate between Ukrainian and Russian. But the average man can look at them as white people, Caucasian. You know, up to this day, nobody knows where these races come from. You know, we don't really know their origins. You can just say the Caucasus Mountains, and you can say some people have their beliefs about them being created. Or the irony is, a lot of people say that all races come out of black people. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not a scientist, or you know, I don't know. I'm not an archaeologist. I can't find that history. I don't know. What I do know is when white people lash out against the world, it always causes a shift. You know, like for instance, this war, we feel it in terms of inflation, the economic changes. If there's a war in Africa, you don't feel nothing at all. And ironically, Africa has the most resources on the planet. You know what I'm saying? No cell phone function without minerals out of Africa, or the specific mineral out of Africa. But you know, Africa has had many wars amongst themselves, yes. But you can't fully blame them because you know you have foreign influence all the time. It always seemed like the white agenda, the Caucasian agenda, is always lurking in the background somewhere. Even in the Middle East. You know, white people, they don't like people talking about race. If there's any man that should be racist, according to what the average man think racist is, it should be a colored man from the colored tribes, black people. It only makes sense because black people historically, or colored tribes, have been on every part of this planet for thousands of years, tens of thousands of years. And then you realize that through some type of, I don't know if it's an invasion, you know, because look at the Middle East. Originally, the Middle East is not Caucasian people. You see these Arabs and so on, these men from the Middle East, they can be classified as white. A lot of people say they mix with black, so on and so forth. But all these lands in these regions are originally colored tribes. Look at America. They say in North America the majority of the people are of Caucasian descent. Even if you go up into Canada. You know? But you don't hear none of them pay homage to the natives of this land. And there's a kind of cloud of smoke in regards to the colored tribes, or what people call African Americans, that were here previously to that, according to some researches and studies. All these things are swept under the rug. What I do know is we are affected economically. And this shooting is special, you know why? I didn't dig too deep into it. They said that this man had written on his weaponry, "Here's your reparations." So when a lot of people think that reparation is not in the mind of the white man, it's on their minds, because they're saying to themselves, "Oh, these people deserve this." But then when you realize the wealth that have come from lands that were conquered, nobody wants to touch on that. You know, a man may be born in this country in the last 400 years, but who have the first inheritance and the first right and the first come, first serve? The blood lineages that have been here for tens of thousands and maybe hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of years. Nobody wants to touch on that. Everybody wants to just say, "Oh, I'm American." Pay some homage to the natives. You see, a lot of people want to sweep under the rug that racism is a real thing, and it is deeply rooted in every facet of our lives. The people who make the laws are not concerned about colored people. So now, a generation of people will pay taxes, you know, for all these years, and an organization backed by white supremacy, you know, they tricky, can send billions of dollars to that country, billions. But when the question or when the topic of reparations come up, everybody is hush hush. Where do you find these billions of dollars? How is it that gas prices is reaching over $4 per gallon? In some states, 7, 8, going up to 9, 10 it seems like. And you still have billions of dollars to send overseas. Isn't that a spit in the face? They're not even spitting in your face. It's like they're shitting in your mouth. That's what they're doing. They're literally shitting on you. Or should I say shitting on us. Where these billions of dollars come from. You see, a mystic thing. You know, they have a lot of conscious people. You know, the money's not backed by anything. That's what they say. It's not backed by gold. But you know what I can tell is backed by? Blood, sweat and tears. It's backed by pain and hardship and oppression. That's what it's actually backed by. Because even if you say gold, you still have to mine gold. It's more blood again. You think people just go and mine gold just like that? And there's no suffering involved? Any precious metal that's deep in the earth? You know how much people die just to produce these things? Remember that movie, what's the name? Blood Diamond, I think it is. You know the hardship. So yeah, all money is backed by something. It's just that one group of people think that they can control the economic landscape. A particular group of people, the youngest people, the last people to set foot on the earth, the babies. In previous videos, I speak about holy books and so on, and this is where you realize that holy books come into play as a good thing, without the other lies and deception. Because one book say, honor thy mother and thy father that their days may be long. What does that really mean? I think it means honor your parent race. That's what I think it means. Honor your parent race. Man, for all the suffering for centuries upon centuries upon centuries, I hope that we do have a soul. And I hope that there's suffering for the murderous and wicked. I hope. That is my ultimate dream. These people must suffer. You know what's crazy? America is the biggest and the baddest for how long? The police of the world, they say. But one man named Putin say, yo, sit the fuck down. And America can't do shit. What's really going on is the question. What's really going on? You know? What's going on? Now, a lot of people might say, yo, this don't have nothing to do with me. Make them white people deal with them business themselves, stay out of it, and so on and so forth. But it's affecting people's pockets. And at the end of the day, life is life. I don't know. Some people want to say that some races are inferior to others. I don't think so. You know? I just don't think so. For the simple fact that we can interbreed with no problems at all. The interface can be synchronized biologically. You know what I'm saying? If the Creator wanted one race on the planet, he would have done so. Maybe this is the biggest test. This has to be the biggest test. I know some people may not like it, but you never see a group of people, all kind of different people, and everybody laughing, having fun, and whatever the case may be, and you say to yourself, this shit can work. But there are powers at play that want to control your dreams and your desires for their family's sake and their benefit. And that's the sad thing, you know. You know, it's a mistake. I don't know why. I still don't get why black youths kill one another, man. For whatever reason, in the streets and whatever beef they have and apps this and apps that. I mean, who are the real apps? I wonder if these people ever come across any type of knowledge that certain prophecies, certain holy books speak about chosen people and so on and so forth. Maybe it may not be chosen in the way that you may think, but there have to be some level of relevance in some way, shape or form for you to say, yo, unity and love and peace is what caused civilizations to have longevity. If there's total chaos and so on, certain things just can't function. I mean, the barter and the trade have been bastardized, we understand, out of greed. But it's a mystic how this war between two white nations can affect the world economically. How is that fair? Why should my blood, sweat and tears go into that fuckery? And then for a white man named Joe Biden is saying that if you don't vote Democrat, you're not black. Y'all don't put these people in their place and tell them to go fuck themselves? Y'all afraid? The beauty about America is freedom of speech. Yeah, we know they're dirty. Yeah, we know they have their little military ops and they kill murder certain ones who stand up to them. You ever notice how when they imprison a man for being a part of a particular group that is trying to fight against the system, they may let out these men when they're old and can't do anything, to put it in their face and to mock them like, look, we got what we wanted and we thwarted your little movement. Some militias alone they have in America. You saw I know everybody saw the viral. Have you seen the viral video of this white man in a store? He's so empowered that he can beat up a woman in a store, a black woman. And no black man could step in. It's like it's on a plantation, your hands are tied. I know a lot of black men can relate to this. Most court systems you're going, there's a white judge, a white man or a white woman. You think in their heart that they're trying to find justice for the land, or they're trying to find justice for white supremacy, for white rule and white reign. You don't think they chuckle inside, look at these niggas? You think that they're looking at you as an equal? Maybe one or two. But we don't know how deep this thing goes, how many people really hate us, and to what degree. You never really know. But what I do know is anytime you have race involved, the black man, the black family, the black woman is always at the bottom. Another thing too, they have a lot of black women that weaponize children and use the same plantation, wicked, white system to try to curb and control black men. Because you have a lot of black men out here, Women can't control them. No matter what they do. Because I noticed in this particular time period, this era, a lot of black women are entitled. They think that because a man wants to have sex with them, that somehow that is some kind of power. Anybody can want to have sex with you. You let that empower you? You know how the world works. A vast majority of us, we're not without high school sweethearts. We've been with multiple people. So I hope people are paying attention to what's going on. Racism is alive and well. But I do know, on the flip side of that, you have some black man that will stab you in the back, and they have some white brethren that will stand up for you and fight along your side. And that is the fucked up thing about it. And that's why these governments play us the way that they do. They pretend like they want change, but no, it's not economically convenient or profitable. You know what I'm saying? It's a mistake. Just the other day they were talking about abortion, some leak documents, leak info. They're saying that since the 70s, 50 million people in terms of the black ethnic groups have been, colored tribes have been aborted. What is the true number? Is it much more than that or what? You know? They try to bring up these terms, you know, Planned Parenthood. Every child is not planned. But the irony is, yes, I know it's your body, but you were not aborted. I understand there's situations where rape is concerned and so on. Yes, we get that. But we can't always be rewarded for our mistakes. That is total fuckery. And a lot of women have multiple abortions. And they want to act like it's not really a topic. It is a topic. I don't know how they're going to get to the bottom of it. But I do know the black family has been interrupted, dismantled. I do know that much. And it's a game being played. You know, a lot of people want to have control. You know, sometimes even in your own family, you have a child with a woman or children with a woman, and for some reason she thinks that her say goes in all aspects because she is mother. Like fathers don't love their children too. And they create the worst environment for that father, despite them knowing that these children have deep love and appreciation for that father. You see, stability in the mind is what's important. Emotional stability. Sometimes it's greater than you sending a child to a particular school and getting them involved in this or that. Because would you imagine that they have people from great families, had great opportunities, turn out to be fucked up people anyway? Why? Because of how a lot of parents emotionally sodomize their children and don't even realize it, or they realize it but don't give a fuck because they want to control. So right now on the face of the earth, people relations is fucked up on a deep level. It's shameful. You know, it is shameful. And most people can't worry about these things. They didn't waste their time speak about it. I can understand. Because they're too busy surviving, having to pay bills and so on and so forth. But certain things, when they reach your doorstep, I mean, what are you going to do? Inflation. Then you have this pandemic. And then you have more pandemic again. Now you have monkeypox. But the disease of the wickedness of men, where's the vaccine for that? Where's the vaccine for these dirty, wicked fucking men? Are you going above and beyond to stick that vaccine in these people? You know, it's fucked up. Because people don't want to deal with truth and reality. There have been so many civilizations on this planet, so many inventions, the use of science and mathematics well before the so-called white race. I know the white man could never be superior to me. That is absolute fuckery. I'm not saying that I am more superior, but I do know that a man who has a connection to the Creator and nature is superior to the average man. You can't tell me a man that has humility and love in his heart is equal to a man that will kill another man over a woman, or a couple dollars in some drug deal as if that is security. People don't realize that we're flesh and blood and we have a short time on this planet. What's next? How do we prepare for what's next? Everybody just thinks it's just ashes to ashes and dust to dust. And that's it. Like the magnificence of creation don't allow them to, can't even penetrate the ability to understand, yo, yo, there's greatness in things that are seen and unseen. You know? It's a mistake. But yeah. Everywhere's war, you know what I'm saying? Many more will have to suffer, many more will have to die. Don't ask me why. I don't know what the answer is, man, but I don't appreciate. You see, personally, I don't give a fuck about no reparations. Because people can give you this money, and money has a limit. But controlling the laws, controlling the land, controlling the airspaces, I mean, a couple dollars in your pocket, yeah, that's fine. But that is only going to harbor more selfishness. I mean, look, we have a society of show-offs. I mean, every Instagram, damn near every Instagram post you see a chick twerking. I mean, yeah, it's nice to look at sometime, but everybody pose the same, everybody floss and flex the same exact way every time. This shit fucking boring, man. This shit fucking boring. You know? And to tell you the truth, some of y'all look fucked up. Everybody think they're a bad bitch because they can twerk. Some of y'all look fucked up, man. Real talk. Some of y'all eat whatever you want to eat and do whatever and don't take care of yourself, and just because you twerk, you're a bad bitch. You think that's the turn on? Yeah, dudes will still fuck you, but that's about it. Because typically there's always more men than women, always more women than men anyway. You see that mistake? There's a lot of women to go around. And if you're a halfway decent man and halfway intelligent, you know what I mean? I mean, sometimes some man out there, they don't have to say anything and pussy just come their way. You know what I'm saying? So if you think that you're special just because you're doing these antics, that means you don't know what's going on. Another mistake is, can you imagine the 4 major baby formula companies, whatever happened? You see, y'all don't see these things as drugs. A lot of women out there, they don't want to breastfeed. They don't want to eat proper foods and breastfeed their children. They would even prefer to give their children cow's milk when they themselves can produce milk. I mean, if you have some kind of medical whatever, I understand, and you're taking certain drugs, but yo, it's drugs all the way around. Our children are addicted to these things before they even know themselves. So we're just addicted to toxicity all the way around. You know, I'm jumping around a lot of different things, but yo, what y'all don't want? Y'all breast to hang? Y'all don't want y'all breast to hang down yet. Y'all want to be an option. Y'all want to be in the mix for the rest of your life. At some point, you're gonna get old, and you're not going to attract as many men as when you were younger anyway. So you can't dedicate to life. And true love. Love or not?